Welcome back to The Rise, everyone. And this is an exciting episode because we're going to dive into a world that if you're ever going to write a book or you have a book, you absolutely want to listen to this episode so you can optimize what we're going to talk about today. We have an incredible expert with us who's going to show us Author Central, kind of the behind the scenes, the things you need to know about your Author Central account on Amazon. Anyone who's selling a book on Amazon or will sell a book on Amazon, get ready because most of us have no idea how to really make the most of this very important piece of real estate, this asset, really. We're also going to talk about A plus content. And if you don't know what that is, stay tuned because you will by the end of this episode. Not only will you know more about Author Central and A plus content, but you're going to know what to do to really position yourself as a top author using these things. So we have the amazing, the beautiful, the brilliant Susieschaefer here today. Susie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sarah. It's good to be here.
Well, it's so fun. You and I have just been getting to know each other and started collaborating because you're working with some of our authors in Thought Leader Academy Publishing. And we're going to get into a lot of granular stuff today, meaning we're actually going to pull up we're going to show some examples and we're going to look at my account, which was not optimized, everybody, in any way at all, just sitting there doing nothing. And Susie is kind of doing a makeover, right? She's going to help us understand first theory, big picture around Author Central and A plus content. And then time permitting, Susie, we're going to dive in and maybe do some makeovers of what I've got going on. So we're so thrilled you're here. You are a true expert in the field in this. And let's talk about Author Central first. Okay.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about what it is. We're going to look at some examples. So those of you watching on YouTube, if you're listening to this and you want to see the visuals of what Susie's going to show us, make sure you come over to YouTube so you can see it there. All right. So Susie, take us in.
Okay, so Author Central is the back end author profile when you publish a book on KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. That's Amazon's arm for independent publishing. Now, the way I like to think of it is Amazon is like a hardware store. You can actually walk into a hardware store and you can buy anything you want to in a hardware store. But in order for that hardware store to have things on its shelves, you have to have the back end, which is KDP. KDP is your warehouse for the hardware store. Okay. Now, Author Central is like taking the barbecue grill and putting it in the front window with a big red bow on it. It highlights the author. It highlights the brand of barbecue. So really, you want to make sure that your Author Central profile is set up because if without it, it looks like you didn't finish your entire Amazon sales page because KDP and Author Central feed to Amazon to create your sales page. Does that make sense?
Right. And this is like your algorithms, you guys. Those
Yep.
are like, I want my book noticed. I want my book to be seen by readers that are looking. You must optimize this part of the process so that you can make sure you're the beautiful grill in the window with the big red bow instead of something down in aisle 25 in the bowels that no one's ever going to see. All right.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome.
So I'm going to show you an example, and I got to put my glasses on because, we just do. So let me share my screen. And I've got up here Sarah's beautiful book, The Science of Getting Rich for Women, which she just launched and is already doing fantastic. It's getting rave reviews. So this is the Amazon sales page. And so if we scroll down a little bit, we've got the description in here. You see down here where it says follow the author, and Sarah's name is not listed. So that means that the book is not attached to her author account. So we're gonna do that today. We're actually gonna work on that
Yes.
today. The other thing is that there's more to this sales page. So I want people to really understand what's here, what's available. You can also see, okay, I'm going to just mention this really quickly. You can see that list price that's discounted. Amazon has the ability to discount your book at any time. Don't freak out. You still get paid royalties on your retail price. So when you see that, just know that's because the book is performing well. So what do? They want it to perform even better. So they're going to go ahead and discount the price so people will buy it. So it's actually a good thing. Just embrace it, right?
And
Now,
that's really good to know because people go and look at their sales page of their own book and they go, why is Amazon doing this? It's robbery, but you're still getting paid your royalties on the retail price. That's a really big, important nugget because a lot of authors don't know that. So thank you for explaining it.
yeah, absolutely. So editorial reviews on the next thing up. I love that we've got in here about the author. So that tells me that Sarah does have her profile kind of set up, but we need to get her photograph on there because everybody wants to see her beautiful face. Now, if Sarah has reviews on her book that are not part of the customer reviews that are the starred reviews
Hmm.
down at the bottom here. If she's got reviews that didn't get put here, or she's got endorsements, advanced praise, you can put them on your Author Central page and it will show up here under this editorial reviews, which is super cool. And it actually really kind of flushes out even more about your page. Below that is your product details. So this tells you where your rankings are. Rankings are important because it helps your positioning on Amazon, which means that people are able to find you on Amazon. Okay. And then obviously there's a little video there. We love that. And then of course they're always going to give you related products. Those are always good because people might be looking for, say, the Peace Index book, but your book might come up on that page because
Right.
they're related. So they're connected. These are good things. And then of course, too, you always want to ask people to please leave an honest review for me, because these reviews also help your rankings and your positioning on Amazon. So this is fantastic. You've got a lot of good stuff. Now I'm going to show you another example of a different book, because I want to talk a little bit about A+ content. So
Yep.
over here, I've got a book by Eleanor Haspel Portner. It's called Cosmic Guidance. This book is like a journaling book, and so it's only offered as a paperback.
Hmm.
But you can see she's got her whole description in here that gives you all the insights. It looks good. And here, if you can see this, follow the author right here, that's where we want Sarah's picture to show up on her book. So we're going to do that today. And then you can see, we'll go down a little further and look at this, also review, to see it's connecting the multiple books that she's written, because she's got several books in there. So this is how we create a library of books for that author. Really important, because now you've got cross sells. And people want cross sell. So if they're going to buy Astrology Essentials, they're going to come over here and buy Cosmic Secrets, which is going to take them to all these other books that she now has authored. So it's really, really important to be able to have
Hmm.
all those books linked together on your Author Central page. Now, this right here is the Amazon A+ content. The back end is Amazon A+ content, but it shows up under from the publisher. This
Mm.
is where you can really maximize your brand, because really what you want to do is you want to drive people to your website, right?
Right.
So while we cannot list things like website addresses in this content, we can put in images, and there's several different modules that they allow us to do to create a really unique look to your Amazon sales page. So in fact, I'm going to actually be working on, she just did a new website. I'm going to be going in and updating all of her A+ content for her to
Mm.
reflect her new website. So this is really kind of cool, because you can put all of this fun stuff in here. Look at this. She's even got a lot of content in here. And of course, too, she's got her editorial reviews as well. Okay. So this is the other about the author. Once we get the photo, then this will show up on yours too, Sarah. So it'll look really cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually take a look at that. So I think that, Sarah, if you want to, you can go
Yeah.
ahead and log in and share your screen,
I
and
think
then we
that's
can
what we
go
should
ahead
do.
and play around a little and show the audience like what's
And
involved.
and let's start this from almost like anyone who, has no idea and has never, maybe doesn't even know there is an Author Central. So
Okay.
where does someone go? Do they just log into Amazon in general, or do they log into KDP? So
Yeah.
yeah, tell our
Go ahead
audience.
and go ahead and get to your Amazon, just any Amazon, and don't log in yet, and then share your screen, and then I'll show you how to do this. It's probably the
Perfect.
easiest way that I found.
Perfect. So I'm going to share my screen just to show you all, like, let's just take it from the top kind of idea, because I know everyone will watch me, like, then it's hard if I listen to a podcast. I'm like, well, where do I go to do this? So
Exactly.
so now I'm just in basic Amazon.
Yes, and you can see it up at the top right corner that you are logged into your Amazon account. So
Yep.
just open a new browser, like a new
Yep.
tab, and just type in KDP, and it should do kdp.amazon.com. And then pull that up, and it should, bring up, see it automatically, you're already logged in. So it automatically just pulls up your bookshelf, which is awesome.
So those of you, if you aren't automatically logged in, you would log in here and get in. But right now, this is because I've been on before. It pulled me right back up because Amazon's very nice and convenient. Okay, so now
Exactly. So
everyone,
this
if you're
is the
doing this along with us, you're going to be in your Author Central KDP page.
This is actually, yeah, this is your KDP. This is your bookshelf. So I just want people to see this because this is, remember I said this is the warehouse for your hardware store. This is what it is. So this is the back end where your files are. So when people buys a book, Amazon goes to KDP, they print the cover and the interior of your book, and then they turn around and ship it out for you. So that's how that works.
So
Now
again,
open,
everyone, you might not even know that. And you know what I'm going to do, Susie? I'm going to stop share and reshare because
yeah,
sometimes Zoom doesn't toggle the screen. So just in case,
yep,
okay, now I know that everyone will be seeing this. Okay,
yep.
great.
Yes. So this gives you everything that you need kind of like in your warehouse.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's do Author Central next because I want people to see that. Now open up another tab. And because you're logged in, it'll automatically take you there. Type in author. Go up to your search bar.
Oh, yeah,
Type
yeah.
it in up there. Author.amazon.com. Once you've done this a few times, it's going to automatically, excuse me, see, there you are.
And we're
So
going to do this again, everybody, just in case it's not toggling so you don't miss anything. Now we've gone just to Author Central. Okay, so we were in
exactly.
KDP Bookshelf. Now we're in Author Central. Great.
Right. So this is where we create the barbecue with a red bow on it to put in the front window, right? And I can see that you have your profile picture there. So for some reason, it's not feeding over to your Amazon
Mm-hmm.
sales page. Interestingly enough, I ran a bestseller campaign this weekend and we did not see the rankings change at all over the weekend. So I think that there may be some back end upgrades that Amazon might be doing. We might just
Mm-hmm.
have to be a little patient.
Yep.
What you can do, though, if that's an issue, is scroll down to the very bottom. And you see where it says contact us? You can always click on that button and send them a message and say, hey, my profile picture is not
Right.
showing
Not
up on my
showing it.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And they'll take care of it for you. You'll see it show up. So go ahead and scroll back up. And so you can see that you've got your 3 books on there. If you click on the profile at the top, this is where you can edit your picture and your bio.
Mm-hmm.
You also can see on the right hand side page or the right hand side of the page, you've got the author page URL. This is where you put your author name in there. So if somebody just searches your author name, they're going to find you on Amazon. They don't even have to have the book title. They can just search your name, which is
Amazing.
super cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can kind of go in here and play around a little bit, but add things as you want. If you click on the books tab, this is where you actually connect your books to you as the author. This is how you
Mm.
create your library under your author name. So for example, let's click on the Science of Getting Rich. It says you have 2 editions there, a hardcover and a paperback. And let's click on the paperback because it should show, I know that did you publish this one on Ingram?
I believe so. It should have been
Okay.
through Ingram. Yep.
Okay, so in order to connect that Ingram version, because this is obviously the KDP version here,
Mm-hmm.
what you do is just go back to where it says formats and editions, and you click back one more time. You can just put on, if you scroll down just a bit, it goes down to add a book. So if you want to add the one from Ingram,
Mm.
you just put your ISBN in there and then connect it to that because
Got it.
you want to see all versions of your book connected to your author
For
profile.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
So that means hardcover, paperback, your
Yep.
Kindle or ebook version. And a lot of us do publish, obviously on both platforms, KDP and Ingram Spark.
Yep.
So you want to make sure they're all there. What'll happen is once you connect all those books, you might see them kind of scattered when you search your
Oh,
title. And then what you can do is after 72 hours, you can go into Author Central and then
mm.
ask them to please connect these books onto one sales
Got
page. And
it.
then they're all there.
So
Yeah.
that'll be my homework to go get all the ISBN numbers from the Ingram one. Okay. Gotcha. Perfect.
Yes. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Oh, let's go over A plus content because I
Yes.
want to show
Yes.
people. So
Yeah.
go back to the tab where it was your bookshelf. Okay. Click on the marketing.
And I'm going to do
Yeah.
this so everybody can see. We're back over here now.
Okay.
And
Click
then
on
you're
the
going to
marketing.
click on marketing. Yep.
Yeah. Now you can also get to Author Central from this page. I
Mm,
prefer the other version. I just think I just think it works better. And I've been
hmm.
doing it that way for years. If you go under A plus content where it says choose a marketplace, let's go ahead and click on that little drop down and choose Amazon.com and manage A plus content. You can also run promotions and things like that through KDP Select. That's one of the ways that we work. We use those features in
Hmm.
conjunction with the bestseller campaign to boost those rankings too. So here's where you can create content. So go ahead and click on the upper right hand corner where it says create A plus content. And then add a module. It's kind of in the middle of the page. It's kind of like, you see, go down a little bit
Oh
further.
yeah.
It's kind of hidden. Now, this is the cool thing. These are all the little templates that they offer us to create that A plus content. As I showed you on Eleanor's book, I actually have two different modules that are in her A plus
Right.
content, but most people will select one. And you just figure out, okay, what's the best format for the content that I have on my website, and how can that I transfer that information over so that it really gives my Amazon sales page a
Hmm.
more robust look. Yeah.
And just to help people start thinking, are we talking about like a freebie or because there's no links allowed, right? So it's more information. Is that kind of what we want to be thinking about in that way? Okay.
Yeah, it's more informational. But if there are, for example, look at the one on the far right there. It says standard single images and highlights the dog with a laptop. See that one?
Oh, this one here. Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, this is kind of what it looks like. Then you can upload a photo, a headline,
Image,
and
headlines.
then
Yeah.
bullet points. So, a great thing about this is if you offer, for example, coaching and consulting, you offer VIP retreats, you offer group coaching, you can add those as bullet points. And then people are going to be like, oh, I didn't know she did this.
Well,
It's
let's
going,
do this for fun. Let's do one.
okay.
Okay. So I think this is great. So because I do offer those things. So
Yeah.
let's just for anyone that's a coach or a consultant or anything. So your headline could be, is the headline more about your hook for your reader? Like if you're a sales coach or, after what do you think we should think about in terms of a
So,
headline?
I think your headline should be more than just an author, right? Because people are going to see your book, they're going to go, oh, she does other things,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Exciting. And then put into subheader and say offerings from Sarah. And then
Great.
you can put in any content you want there.
So we'd say something like, I mean, is this more like, can you do sort of sales copy, or does it need to be more teaching? Like, for example,
Could be anything.
it
Go to
could
your
be,
website. Let's pull something right off your website.
well, I was just gonna say we could say empowering, like more about our tagline, like empowering um, coaches, experts, and entrepreneurs. Um,
Through and then maybe mention TLA.
yeah, so I was gonna say to become best-selling authors and in-demand speakers in less than a year. That's kind of like, what we, so we could
Yes.
say at Sarah's, because I like that it's kind of personal, you're using the person,
Yes.
Sarah's Thought Leader Academy, or just Sarah's Thought Leader Academy empowers. We could do it like that.
Yes.
Empowers. Lowercase e then. To become that. Yeah, I think that's,
Yeah, perfect.
that's a
Okay,
nice
so
little
let's
thing there.
add some
Yeah.
bullet points. There's one that's already there. So what, like just a yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'd say, we'd say uh, these are kind of like the offerings. So TEDx coaching, the kind of different coaching, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
so we could say best selling book coaching, add a bullet, TEDx coaching, keynote speaking, like
Exactly.
And then something like, actually here we'll put, because this is a differentiator for us, using neuroscience, um, or maybe even the only, because right now, the only book coaching program to use neuroscience.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. So sorry, keynote speaking, and then I messed that, and then we'll just finish with um okay.
Okay, now click on the photo image. Let's just drop in a little photo there.
Yep. And do you recommend people do like their logo or a picture of them kind of in action? Um
Either one would be great. Like if you have a picture of you speaking, I
That's what I'm
think
just
that would,
thinking. I think a speaking one would be good. Let me just see what's on this desktop that I could put in there because I think that's absolutely right. I've got all of our promo things. So let me just see what the easiest way to get something. Okay, so I'm going to add a speaking one, everybody after, just because for the sake of not dragging you all through me looking through my files. For now, let's just do this. Um,
you just have an
just so
easy
we
one you
have
can pop in.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, just at least it's not me speaking, but at least it's just a different photo so you could have, a friendly image there.
exactly.
Okay,
So then just
cool.
click on add, and you can
Yep.
add keywords and stuff like that in there too. So I would just put your name in there. Yeah,
Yeah. So if, yeah, right. So people are searching your name, everybody, you're going to have that. Okay, great.
exactly. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so then just scroll down. Let's see. You could add, so you can add more in there too. But
Sure.
for now, we'll just use this as the example.
Yep.
And up at the top, there should be a little button that says apply ASINs, excuse me. So
Oh, and
go
it says
back.
content name. So are we saying
I would just put this as a TLA because that's really your focus.
yep.
Yep. Yep. And then apply ASINs. Now, what you want to do is go grab, you may have to reopen another tab that has for
Yep.
your KDP bookshelf. So
Yep.
kind of one out of that.
So we don't go to review and submit yet. We're
Not
gonna
yet, because we have to apply it to, we have to actually find the ASINs, and I'll show you where those are at
Oh, okay,
in
good.
order
This
to
is good for
apply
everyone
this
to know. Okay.
content. Yeah.
So go back, open a new tab
Yep.
to KDP, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the prompt again, right, is yep.
Yep. See, there it is. It's like magic.
Oh,
Okay, so
magic.
scroll down, and we're going to go ahead and just put your ebook. See your ASIN there on the ebook?
Yes,
You just
here, right
want,
here.
yep, the B number. Yep, just highlight that, copy it, and then go back over to your A plus content that we're creating
Yep.
and stick that in that little box there, and it'll search it. Click
There it
on the
is.
title, and then click on the right hand side. It says apply content.
Yes. And applying this will override existing. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, go ahead. You can always change it at
Yep.
any time. So then go ahead, next review and submit. And this you can see, so you can see it as a desktop and also on the mobile
Fine.
app. So what it's going to look like for you.
Yep.
So then, and then just click on approve. If you want to keep that, that's great. And you
Yeah,
can
I
always
think
change
it's
it.
great.
Yeah, because at least it'll be putting something in there. So even if you make changes, it usually
For
only takes about
sure.
24 hours for it to update. But
Perfect.
this is going to actually give you so much more content, and people are going to see you now as not being just an author. They're going to see that
Yes.
you have all this other. Oh, we didn't know that she had an academy. No,
Right.
we didn't know that she does TEDx coaching.
Right.
Right. This is how authors become thought leaders.
Yes, everybody, this is so huge. Okay, look at this A plus content. I am guessing, and please do write us in the show notes if you had already done this. Anyone had A plus content before listening to this episode? I want to hear about it, right? Unless you had unless you had someone do it for you, you don't even know until you're
Right.
watching this. So this is really exciting because now you're going to be able to go in and get seen as the thought leader. And all of you in this community, those of you watching
Right.
this show, you are thought leaders. You're not only an author, right? So that is so great, Susie. I
Yeah.
love it. I
And
love it.
and you know, a lot of people do know about the Author Central page. So, you know,
Yes.
a lot of people have that dialed in. But I'm saying, you know what, you can take this to the next level. Use all the tools that are available and make sure that you're doing things like making sure that your books on Ingram are connected to your Amazon sales page. We want to make sure all this stuff is dialed in, because the better it's dialed in, the more professional and high level that it's going to make you look.
And also just that you're going to get seen more. You guys, we all know that the most important thing right now is visibility and branding. And so this is putting us, like you said, we want to be in the front showroom with the red bow. Susie, thank you so much for this. We're going to make sure everyone gets to, we'll probably have to have Susie back. I know you're all going to be writing in and saying, can you do another follow-up one? Can we talk more about these different things? I know I've learned so much just from the short time of starting to work on these things with you. And now that you're going to be helping all our authors do this at Thought Leader Academy Publishing, we're so grateful to you.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.